knows what he found out. Hey, what's that?
Let's find out.
Okay, Reflector. Let's see what you can see.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Super Robot, and today we have in front of you the 2019 Hasbro Pulse exclusive Refraktor, aka Reflector. Now, this is based on the Diaclone release. Yes, because the Diaclone release was first, and then the Mailway was second. 1985 was the release of Diaclone, but in micro change, you could get him in 1984. Facts. He comes in the window box. How do I know? I owned him. Christmas 1984. Now, I love to debate with the G1ers, as I'll tell you, yes. In my area, in Charleston, South Carolina, in 1984, when I was 11, Transformers was sold out everywhere. You know, like I say, Scalping Crisis or just Toy Crisis. Yeah, pretty much no one was selling Transformers out of their garage. It was basically kids, man. It was the hot ticket item Christmas in 1984. Your consolation? GoBots. Anyway, moms, well, she usually starts getting out shopping for Christmas stuff around October, November. And of course, they were really hard to find even around those months. So there were a few places that sold the Diaclone versions, which were basically like, yes, they were the real Diaclone versions. We had a few stores that actually were Asian stores, and they imported a lot of stuff from, Japan and other countries. And some were knockoffs and some were Diaclone. And I got the micro change version of this, where it comes in a 3-window box. And this was right around December of 84. I also got Shockwave that year. And my friend, one of my best friends at the time when I was a kid, my mom bought him the Diaclone Laserbeak and Ravage. And they came in like the real little, cassette boxes. So yeah, they were real Diaclone stuff. There was other things there too, but at the time that Reflector spoke to me. And of course, it didn't say that. It said MC, whatever it was on the packaging. Of course, this guy said optics, kind of like split apart. Man, it was one of my favorite sets next to Megatron. And my uncle really used to love me playing with this camera because he just loved the fact that he could split into 3 different robots and then form a camera. And he would make me do it like over and over again. It's like, hey, Bubba, let me see that again. He just thought it was cool. And so I really adored that toy as a kid so much. It broke, just roughhousing and playing with it. A few factors about it that was pretty cool was this would shoot a missile out of this. And I know they kind of gimped it for the 86 release of him in the mail-away. Yes, they didn't release till 86. I don't know why. But it would shoot a missile. The little lens part could form with him on the gun. With his gun. And pretty much they were just a cool looking team. And this captures that version. This is basically the toy version. And yes, because the only Reflector we got was this. We didn't get one that had the original colors. The mail away is the exact same thing, except it just says, I think it says Reflector on the front instead of optics if you had that version. I took some Decepticon symbols from my G1 Megatron I got the day after Christmas to kind of Decepticon him up a little bit. But eventually I took the stickers off. That's what kids do. So enough of the preface. Let's get into the camera. This thing is nice. So these are the 3 guns that stack to form the stand. And, you get the 3 buttons and they form there. Which you go on the bottom, as you can see there. So we're going to put this to the side because this is just 3 guns. Pretty cool. But man, they really did a good job on this. Now, I've had this since 2019. This is one of the first Pulse things I pre-ordered or whatever. And it was worth the wait. The box, unfortunately, is in storage somewhere, but it's a nice box. It looks like something you get if you actually bought like a camera, like a 35mm camera or something like that with the interchangeable lens. And it comes with a Crimzeek. And so I put the box in the Crimzeek away because I didn't want to lose it. So I don't know where the box is. It's in storage. How I came across this to want to do is for a review. I was looking for my Alicon through one of my transformer bins, and I saw this, and then I was looking for the weapons, and then of course it just turned into a hunt for all the parts, and I found these parts in another box. So I was just like, yes, I thought I lost them. So anyway, so it's a unique looking figure because they give you all of this extra stuff that doesn't come with the original ones. Of course, they turned into those ugly looking sleds. I ain't even gonna bother to show those off, man. They're ugly. But the camera and the colors are very nice. This is very well detailed. And like I said, even if you bought 3 reflectors from the store, I think they would have been like $17.99, 54. With tax would have been 60. But with this, I think it was 70. A lot of people were pricing this, but the extra, it was $69.99. So the extra $10, you got this weapon, you got the shoulder weapons, you got this extra weapon in the Crimson and the nice packaging. It was good value for the money because you got a nice, very well painted figure. And just to show you how tall it is, so you can get an understanding of what it is standing at about 6 inches tall with the guns on there, and it is about 5, almost 5.5, about 5 inches wide, 5 inches wide, 5 inches wide, long, I should say. And without the stand thing, he would be about 3 inches. If I took the other thing off, that's as tall as he would be, about 3 inches. So just to compare him to other stuff that we have, the only other kind of like working thing that I have is Netflix Earthrise Soundwave, which is changing colors on my shelf, man. I gotta talk about that. The plastic thing. So we take it off of the stand. They're pretty much, this got a little bit more weight to it. That's 3 robots. Let's see. Trying to get in frame. So yeah, they're about the same size. So, I'm just using this as a way to look at it, see in scale, and that's about all I got right now. So let's pause for the cause and we'll get ready for some transformations. All right, and we're back. So when we start transformation, we first want to separate them. So the reason why we want to separate them is because we're going to show off the most unusual mode. And yes, these little things just come right off. We'll show you how those come on. We're going to take these off real quick. I'm going to separate these 3 because you have to do that. Take off the weapon that goes with him. And of course we know Wreck-Gar, it's kind of periwinkle blue guy, and then that blue guy. It's a different shade of blue. I don't think so. We take these off. And what do we want to do? We're just going to do one, and then we're going to go into the robot mode. So I got to remember how to turn these things into the pen chips is what they turn into. So, and let me tell you something. These things were made with some quality. These things aren't, these are one of the few toys that don't feel cheap. Oh my God, this thing is good. So what are we doing here? We're turning this into that special sled weapon that, he basically turns into a sled. It's the ugliest weapon in the world. This thing is so ugly. But I just want to get it out the way. And I'm showing you how to transform it, because it really just, it's horrible, man. Like it just doesn't, like, this is an afterthought. So you spin these around and you'll see this part right there kind of spins around and you'll see a hole. You see that hole right there where my fat finger is. And you just kind of plug that in there so that way it has some place to go. It's basically what it does. Just kind of plug that in. And it's the sled ship. And then you open up the chest. And then you open this up. And then this is supposed to look like a cockpit. And it's supposed to lock in these parts, lock into these grooves. So you can see it right there. Make sure they're closed. So This is clear plastic. And yes, it is a pain in the butt to get in there, but it does fit. I'm just scared of breaking it, so you gotta kind of, Lord. Whoever designed this part can go to hell. HELL hockey sticks. Because I never got that to work. Like, for the life of me, I cannot get that to work. Like, you don't know why I don't like that mode. But it's supposed to fit in there. So you get the idea. I'm not going to fight with this on camera today because we got a lot to do. And then what you want to do is just plug one of these on the back. And you take the gun, take one of the guns, fold it up here, and basically just kind of angle it in upside down this way, if I recall. There's the hole right there. You want to put it in the forefront hole, that hole, not that one. So, and you just kind of do like that, and you got the flying spaceship. And like I said, this would lock into place and I can't do it, but that's basically what it does. And I think it's the worst thing to say, just for the sake of saying, hey, it turns into, a transformer. This is, what it does. You really don't have to do this mode. Just say there are 3 parts that form a camera, because the original toy didn't do that. Like I said, this is like a cockpit, and if it locked in place, you'll see it just, I gotta say, I can never get that piece in there, and it is a pain in the butt to even try. And I don't want to break it. It's not worth it. But that's what it looks like. It's horrible. Now let's move on. So now that we've shown off the sonar rescue ship, if you want to call it that, I don't know what it's, drone, speeder, sledder. Now we're going to go into robot mode. So basically fold this back in. It's beautiful clear, and I put a Decepticon symbol in there because I don't like the gray Decepticon symbol. That's for, to me, that's for the movie toys, not for the original toys. They always should have a purple symbol. And basically you spin this around, and what you want to do is spin the legs back around. So that's doing that, and then take that, fold that back in. So that folds in the back, and fold the feet down. Same thing. Last verse, same as the first. So it's, MGO says that. I gotta stop doing that. MGO's gonna be like, hey! He's probably gonna be like, stop. You can't do that. Alright, so now you got robot mode. Transformers. And what we're gonna do is get the rest of the robots transformed and then get them all dolled up. And then we'll talk about comparisons, the weapons and different accessories. And we'll do that in 2 and 2. All right, we're back. So what we're going to do really quick, we already got the red and the periwinkle blue guy dressed up, but we want to go over articulation and show you a few things. So of course, let's look at the articulation. Arm does the 360. He has an elbow bend. Arm can go out to here. You can see there. Head kind of can look up and down. Usually it'll be pulling out the socket, but it doesn't really pivot much, but it does turn and does do a 360. He has a waist swivel, which also can turn 360. This part comes off, and that just like the spectral closed out viewfinders, and all of them have 3. The original ones come with a gray one, so just keep that in mind. The legs go up and back and flail out, and it does have the feet pivot, and because they're so basic, they can do the Van Damme. I mean, they can Van Damme. All right, so now with each of them, they can sport a different weapon. So before we get to the main middle guy, this is the guy that has like the viewfinder on the front here. And I put a Decepticon symbol on him. So I'm gonna call him Red Guy. because I don't really know whose name is who, and I forgot. So it doesn't really matter anyway. But you can put a piece of the lens here because it splits into 3. Of course, he gets the gun, and his weapon becomes kind of like a riot shield that you can use as. Yeah, I call it a riot shield. And that's about it. I mean, it doesn't do anything. I can't really say that. Now, this piece you can put on the front, but if you want to designate one to be like kind of like the group leader, if you're not worried about sacrifice and articulation, you can stick it on the back. And I just put it right here near the buttock, and that's that. So, you know, where you don't lose it, because you don't want to lose it parts on things like this. So, and then next we're going to go over the blue guy. Now he's going to definitely be viewfinder. I mean, spyglass, because he's got the light thing here. And like I say, he's like a periwinkle blue. He's got a purple Decepticon symbol, which I might replace. And I did the same thing, put the shield here, put the gun there. And again, you know, for the sake of not losing the parts, I'm going to put this on the buttocks. And we're going to move him out the way for a second. Now, we're going to dress him up to look like the center. So right now, you know, I usually have him with the center finder, because with this little green here, he does kind of match the middle guy, even though the middle guy was a darker blue and things of that nature. And I think his head should be black as well, or something like that. So that's where it gets kind of hard. Like, if you want to, you can probably make him the middle guy if you want. And it's very simple. So you see these extra parts right here. This is the part that forms like the, you know, the top part of the camera and everything. That right there. And see, you could separate it. When you separate it, there's these little parts that swing out. You see, when they swing out like that, you know, you're going to put it on each side. And there's the little holes right there that you plug it into. And you just kind of easily plug it in. Don't do it too hard, because these parts do feel a little flimsy. And do the same thing with the other one. Just swing that out. Swing. And then just plug it in right there. Plug it in, plug it in. Oh, MGO's gonna get me for that. You're gonna be like, stop. And now you got kind of like a de facto leader guy. Then you could put, of course, the gun in his hand. Now, it's, you know, like I said, it's gonna be hard to put this on to him as like, you know, just a piece of the guy because of the thing. So it kind of might fit like that. You can kind of do it. But if you want to, you know, have a little fun and make it somewhat different, then you could kind of put this at the end of the gun. You can make it like he's got a special rifle or something, but it does add a little weight to his arm. Just be forewarned of that. It'll add a little weight. So you're probably better off not doing it that way. Maybe just putting it. If these little glass pieces were in the way, these would be nice. That they, you know, they had to do what they had to do. You know, you can kind of put it on his arm like this if you want. You know, I don't know where you could put it. It's really hard to put stuff on him, but you could kind of just, you know, let's see. I'm trying to get a good. You can't do it that way. You can't do it that way. You only can have it facing out or facing back. So you probably just have it facing out. And probably go the other way. So it's probably best to put it on this side. You can kind of do it like that. And I'm not going to go all out, and, you know, because there's different things you can do. There's multiple configurations for this group, but I think this is absolutely the best group of individuals for the line that we have ever gotten. I love them. This is my favorite. Like, I have to put him up because I'll play with him all day. I'll play with him all day. So we're gonna do some comparisons and then we're going to final thoughts. Be back in 2 and 2. So let's do some size comparisons real quick. We only need one. So first thing we're gonna do is bring in Thundercracker, because he was in that one scene where he's like, okay, Reflector, let's see what you can see. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And then of course, because he is a like that type of device, let's bring in Soundwave and compare the two. And again, he's pretty much that size. And I didn't get a measurement. So let me get a measurement real quick. He is approximately, with the shoulders on this guy, it makes him about 5.5 inches, but roughly they are a little over 5 inches. They're about the same size as a Autobot car. And then, of course, because no one would be equipped without the leader of the Decepticons, Megatron. And of course, he stands perfectly with his leader. As you can see right there. Bring him just a little closer. He's talking to Laserbeak as usual, because unlike his other warriors, Laserbeak never fails him. And there you go. There's the group size comparison. And we'll go ahead and go on to final thoughts. Final thoughts. The Refraktor Reconnaissance 3-pack team, whatever it was called, it is a great set. You can find him on eBay roughly between $70 to about $120. There may be some retailers that still have a few left in stock. I got mine for the original retail price was with I think it was a coupon. I'm not sure. No, it was $70. It was something with the shipping. I know it was 70, like 71 or something. Because maybe I got the free shipping. I don't remember, or maybe I ordered something else. But yeah, the paint job on this is one of the best. Siege itself, to me, and I hate to say it, was the best of the line. Plastic wise, paint wise, Siege to me really brought people back to Transformers. And this is one of the best combinations of a special set that you can get in the Siege line. And I think for a lot of people, it was a fun set to get. And should you get it if you don't have it? Yeah. I mean, it's up to you, of course. Never tell you what to do. But yeah, if you have the funds and the price is not too high, you can get it close to retail. Well, not retail, but close to the price that it was when it came out. Yeah, it's a good. The box is out of this world. You get a Crimson that's Blueshin compatible, and you get a lot of just playability. It's not, you can alternate, and I like it better over just the retails, the actual retail 3. Because if you bought all 3 retail, you still need help me parts. And then you got to get third party. You probably might be spending more to try to give it that more, cohesive look. I think this is better. It's official. You don't have to worry about any extra parts. You can change these up any way you like. So my thoughts on this set, it's a major go out and buy it if you don't have it. All right. That's just my thoughts on it. And that's it. Thank you for watching my videos. Super Robot Ed, of course. I'll try to bring you as much new videos as I can, old too, because there's more than just new stuff and trying to jump in the algorithm. We still got to put out reviews. That's our job, as toy reviewers, and we got to put a lot of quality into our videos. So that's what we do. That's what we gonna do. So peace, everybody. See you soon. Have a good one.